Today, we decided to talk about the latest entrants on the block, and that's Maruti's versions of our very own and old cars, but in the BS6 norm. Now, the question arises that, hey, if you want to do something about the environment and cut down on that massive air toxicity that we've been seeing in the NCR region and many parts of India, you may want to turn over to the BS6 norm. So, how lucrative is that option? What should you do with your existing BS4 car is what we want to discuss. And for that, we have with us Hormazd Sorabjee of Autocar India. Hormazd, thank you so much for joining us on the Money Show. So, Maruti's new BS6 models, are they worth looking at?
So I think one has to understand that with the BS6, what you are getting is the latest engine technology. Maruti has already done that to over 70% of its vehicles. So what you do get is the latest emission standard, but it does come at a price. BS6 is a little bit more expensive on the petrol. It's not that much, maybe 10,000-15,000 rupees. But I think where the BS6 is not quite as good as the BS4 is in terms of a little bit of drivability and fuel efficiency. So Maruti has done a lot to improve this factor, because typically with all that emission hardware on a BS6 vehicle, it has an impact on the way the engine performs, and a lot of compensation has to take place. Quite frankly, I think if you're getting good deals on BS4 vehicles, now is the time to buy them, as they get into the run-out phase and discounts are a lot more. The upside of buying a BS6, as I told you, it's the latest emission technology, and the fact is that when you go to sell, the resale value will be much better than a BS4 vehicle.
Okay, you answered my second question as well. Many car makers like Volkswagen, etc., are offering a great deal on old BS4 models. So the question was, should you buy one? And yes, you answered that. Now the question is, what should you do with your old BS4 engine models then?
To be honest, I don't think so. In fact, sometimes I think it's good to hang on to your BS4 model, especially some of the diesel cars, because a lot of diesels are going to go out of the market. Some really good diesels. You've got the Renault 1.5 diesels. You've got the Toyota diesel. It's not a great diesel, but the whole car is going. The Etios is going. You've got certain Volkswagen diesels. They're all getting out of the market. So, if you have a good diesel car which you've just bought, better to hang on to, because if you sell it, you won't get a replacement for it.
We just had the festive season that went by, and car makers were very generous when it came to the discounts and offers. So, Hormazd, which was the most popular car this festive season?
Well, I think there were a lot which were popular. I think the Renault Triber did particularly well. I think the big surprise was the Maruti Espresso. A lot of us had panned the looks of the car. It looks quite funny, but that hasn't stopped people from buying it. So Espresso was, one of the big surprises. Cars like the Ertiga continue to do well. And of course, the newcomers like Kia, Seltos and MG Hector, those are really the big rock stars of the market. So there were certain, I think everyone generally did well, but these were the really hot ones.
Have these car makers rolled back on the discounts and offers? And if not, which are the car makers still offering good deals for our viewers to look at? Pardon me.
Well, I think everyone is offering a good deal at some point. Obviously, the newer cars which are launched, the ones which are in demand, there's no deal on that. So, again, the Kia, the MG, not much of a deal on that. But certain BS4 Maruti models, big deals going on that. Certain Hyundai variants, there's a lot going on that. On the Creta, which was once the top dog in the SUV segment, that's under pressure now, and it's going to be phased out. So good deals on that. So basically, I think a rule of thumb is that if a vehicle is fairly old and getting phased out, those are the ones which have a good deal. And I think one of the really good deals is on the Skoda Superb Diesel, because that car is the diesel engine over there too is getting phased out, and Skoda is offering some fantastic discounts on the Superb Diesel. So I think that's definitely worth looking at as well.
All right. So any new launches then, Hormazd, that you're watching out for?
Well, I think, what we are waiting for. I mean, for me, the new big one is, I think there's going to be not much happening, this year. You will have important ones like the Tata Altroz, which is coming end of this year, early next year, probably in time for the Auto Expo. Then you've got the new Hyundai Creta also coming. That's going to be pretty impressive. You've got a compact SUV from Kia. So, yeah, these are the ones which I'm looking out for.
Okay, Morris Garage or MG is going very big with their EV launch. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is endorsing it and all that. So should one look at it, or is India not ready for EV?
No, no, absolutely not. I don't think it's practical at all. In fact, I think they will sell in limited numbers. I mean, just the other day, I was quite happy to see a Hyundai Kona on the road with a green number plate. This is the first or second time I've seen a car like that. So obviously they're getting there, but far and few between. Honestly, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the charging, and in fact, there was a friend who bought a Kona and tried to go from Chennai to Bangalore. He ran out of charge. He plugged into a small village and blew the lights out over there. It was quite a disaster. So really, it's okay if you're going to be running for short hops within the city. Absolutely fine, but it can't replace your regular car.